Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. We'll be talking about commercial real estate in Central and Eastern Europe. Good Thursday morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. This week and next week, we have Tetris as our partner. So thank you for the Tetris team. We've got some great interviews coming up later today, so stay tuned for those. We've just finished up, of course, last week, our CEE Investment Awards. We're still getting back a lot of emails, people saying that they really enjoyed it. I don't know. Winston, I hope you enjoyed it.
I did very much. It was great
as well. So it was great to see.
Loved being on stage.
Yeah, great to see everybody. We're now heavily focused into retail and retail awards, retail guide for MAPIC, which we're one of the retail or the international media partner there for MAPIC, which is coming up at the end of November, so big magazine for that. Seems to be a lot going on with retail and logistics, fulfillment, not surprising, but a lot more logistics companies, a lot more fulfillment companies, and of course they need industrial space for this. On the traditional retail side, it seems like we're getting a lot from the retail parks and some of the big box guys, and the shopping centers are coming back. It seems like they're doing pretty well as far as
it's more kind of this omni-channel focus now.
Exactly. You gotta make money through all kinds of channels. So anyway, we're very happy. Thank you again, Tetris, for joining us and being our partner this week. We've got over 8,000 views on the news every week now. It's staying very consistent, and over 13,000 on the interviews. So good. Thank you all for viewing. A lot going on. So we've got a few interesting things happening as well. November, December, of course, then January 27th with the retail awards. Having said that, we know we got a lot of news going. So Winston, thank you for helping us out with the news and jumping in with the highlights of the EuropaProperty.com website. Now we'll take a little break. We've got a 20-second break, and we'll come right back with the news. So welcome back. We're ready for action. Winston, ready for the news?
Yeah, thanks, Craig. We've got some of the highlights from the last few days on the EuropaProperty.com website, and we'll start with a report from JLL on the Warsaw office market, and they say that the Warsaw office market is slowly stabilising.
Oh, great!
And companies have signed more new lease agreements, and these days they're more keen to sign flex agreements.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, which we was learning a bit
we
more about last week.
That, didn't we? Yeah.
And the decreasing activity of developers is also helping the market because there's kind of a high level of vacancy at the moment, but this vacancy level is stabilising quarter on quarter.
Great.
And the office sector remains one of the key investment sectors in Poland, says JLL, but activity is rather low at the moment, or at a moderate level compared to previous years, which is no big surprise there.
Sure.
And at the end of September, prime yields in Warsaw are estimated at 4.5%.
Well, that's not terrible, is it? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds very good.
Yeah. Exactly.
Moving on and staying in Warsaw and in the office market, and CMO has signed a lease extension agreement in the Warsaw office building Postępu 14 with AstraZeneca. They've decided to stay in the building for another 5 years, and they've added an additional 3,000 square meters of modern office space, and they now take up 21,000 square meters in that building. So it's around 60% of the building's entire area.
So taking more space.
More space.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You always hear about people wanting to take less.
Well, I think that particular pharma company might be quite busy at the moment, Craig.
Probably, and will continue to be, I would imagine, the way it looks like.
Moving on and staying in Poland and in the office market, lots of leases being announced lately. Booksy, a leading marketplace for scheduling and managing appointments, has leased 1,500 square meters in the Skyliner building, which was recently on our shortlist at the CE Investment Awards. The transaction was concluded entirely online via the ShareSpace platform.
Oh, great. Okay.
And another office deal, which is interesting, which is in Romania, and Nuka Space, which is a startup, has continued its expansion and announced the launch of the largest network of smart proximity offices in Cluj, Romania.
Oh, interesting.
The first 5 units have been installed, both in central and peripheral areas, and these startup spaces are easily accessible by people who need modern workspaces close to home or in their areas of business interest. Staying in Romania. And Belgium developer WDP, they develop industrial and logistics projects. Their ongoing investments in Romania are now estimated at 102 million euros, and they're developing in several Romanian cities, and they have several deliveries expected in 2022. This is again, no surprise with this ongoing development, and Romania is proving to be a very healthy logistics and warehouse sector. Staying in Romania and moving to the residential and office developments, and Speedwell has launched the sales for its first residential building of the Palting project, which eventually will be a mixed-use development in Timișoara. This first part is offering 123 apartments out of a total 236. Moving on and staying in the residential sector and moving to Prague.
Oh, wow. Good.
And the Horizon Development Group announced a successful approval of the K River Lofts residential project. The construction of unique residence with 50 exclusive apartments and 7 commercial units began in 2019. And handovers of apartments of these apartments are expected by the end of this year. And a good selling point of these apartments, no wonder they've sold so well, has got spectacular views over the city of Prague,
nice.
which is a very beautiful city.
Very good. Very nice view.
Coming back to Poland and going to the e-commerce market, and InPost has announced that it's expanded its automated parcel machines to 15,000 now.
Wow.
In Poland, yeah. And their new location is in Czarnogóra. It's in the heart of the Poland's Bieszczady Mountains.
Oh, very nice.
So, you can still collect your parcels while on a nice mountain
If you're
walk.
in a little mountain cabin, you can still get your new socks or something.
And InPost is obviously focused on growing its locker network, and it's proving they are the number 1 in Poland and expanding throughout Europe at the moment. And they're also, as previously announced, they're rolling out new APMs powered by solar energy.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're also offering new APMs surrounded by anti-smog paving stones. So there's lots of innovation and green initiatives being incorporated to these network of machines as well.
Anti-smog paving stones. That sounds great.
It does sound good,
It does.
And finally for today, people on the move, and we have a general director has been appointed at Leads Ukraine.
Oh.
Colin Ross has been appointed to the role of general director. He will be responsible for shaping the company's strategy, business management, and further development of Leads in Ukraine in the scope of the current and new services in all sectors.
Well, it's great. Sounds like Leads is growing, or Leads Ukraine is growing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Leads are doing a lot of work in Ukraine. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Winston, for that, and thank you all for watching the Coffee with Craig show. Enjoy your Thursday, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Click here to subscribe to the Coffee with Craig show, and don't forget to share it with your friends.